we have heard nothing from the WNBA. Absolutely nothing.
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
The WNBA ought to look into Brittney Griner's alleged obscenities directed at white girls. Brittney Griner just accomplished the seemingly impossible. Make news for all the wrong reasons by verbally attacking Caitlin Clark in the middle of a game on live television, allegedly calling her a garbage white girl. The internet is ablaze after Brittney Griner seemed to call Caitlin Clark a garbage and fucking white chick. Fans are demanding disciplinary punishment, and frenzied rumors regarding Griner's private life are surfacing more quickly than you can say, technical foul. It's true that Brittney Griner is a male. Now is the perfect moment to express your love and support for the Queen of the Court by leaving a comment that reads, "I stand with CC. She is the Rookie of the Year, so let's go." In the league's MVP voting, she ranks 4th. Caitlin Clark is a true superstar. She is the Michael Jordan of this world. Girls have been waiting ages for this girl. One of the rising stars in women's basketball is Caitlin Clark. She's attracting insane amounts of viewers. Caitlin Clark is the one who moves the needle. The needle mover is her. She was the MVP and is the franchise player. She is the primary attraction. She is my role model, even if she wasn't the one running down the court. I truly admire her. Why do you like Caitlin? She's a fantastic person who wants to be the best basketball player in the world. She exudes a lot of aura. For example, the league had been experiencing stress for some time, but Griner seized that tension and used it to create a live-action meltdown. Cameras focused on Griner as she left the court after fouling out of a fiercely contested game, and she could be heard mouthing the words, "Trash effing white girl." Indeed, that was really evident. I find it unbearable that Brittney Griner, a Baylor graduate, she referred to her as a white trash expletive girl. That was the reading from the lips. Yes, a garbage white girl. She says, "Trash blanking white girl." More quickly than a half-court buzzer beater, that clip became viral online. This was not your typical trash talk, it was crude, sharp, and laced with layers of hatred. Even experienced analysts were taken aback. Skip Biss didn't think twice. He stated unequivocally that a white player's career would have ended before midday if they had made a racial insult on national television. Is it okay for the WNBA for one of its players to be caught on tape uttering things like, "white girl," while sitting on the bench? They must be, and I assume they don't mind. It goes without saying that the league would not tolerate a white player yelling at a black female on the bench and being captured on tape. That would result in the white girl's instant suspension, if not her career ending. However, there were no fines, suspensions, or even harshly written memos when Griner did it. The spectators weren't having it, and the quiet was louder than a missed free throw in a deserted gym, yet it's also possible that White Girl was about Caitlin Clark's fame, her reputation, and her influence on the league as a whole. Let's face it, Caitlin Clark has faced this kind of animosity from her very first WNBA warm-up. Additionally, let's not deny that race plays a part in this situation either. She has been repeatedly abused. We've shown you videos of her being elbowed, crushed, and rammed into by inbound passes. This abuse has occurred not because she plays dirty, but rather because she is dominant. And there is undoubtedly a racial component to it. Griner didn't suddenly lose his temper. This wasn't a passionate moment, rather, it was a premeditated, venomous attack aired to the world. And from a league that loves to say that there is no place for hate, their silence is deafening when the hate is directed against Caitlin. It was the latest in a troubling pattern. The WNBA has made several appearances. Hatred has no place here. Racism has no place here, and the fan base now demands receipts. They are curious as to why the league dismissed this as if it were a missed layup. When Brittney Griner blatantly crossed the line on national television, why is she getting away with it? Let's change the script. Imagine Caitlin Clark calling Griner a trash black girl in front of cameras. What if she had said the same thing? The league wouldn't tolerate a white athlete calling a black girl names. It would have led to league-wide pronouncements, 24-hour news coverage, media meltdowns, and most likely a lifetime ban from basketball. there is no longer any debate. Let's look into the reverse racism that occurs throughout the league. Additionally, Skip Biss was spot on once more. He claimed that the media would condemn any white player who made such a statement. However, Griner is given a pass as if she had inadvertently crossed the line. I think Griner was making a very clear reference to Caitlin Clark and a white referee when he said, trash ass white girls. And when commenters attempted to defend her by misrepresenting what she had said, please call the video is as transparent as Clark's 3.4 form. The league is behaving as though someone simply forgot to turn up the volume, despite the fact that fans, lip readers and even impartial reporters verified what they witnessed. That type of discriminatory indignation is undermining the WNBA from within. There is no way for a straight white woman playing in the WNBA to feel totally protected. When a real player uses a racial insult, the same group that hurried to look into Indiana Fever supporters following hazy, unsubstantiated claims about Angel Reese suddenly becomes silent. Make the cacophony that is coming make sense. I don't like the new supporters that stand there and shout racist epithets at me, my teammates, and individuals I play against because, well, those may be rivals, but they are also friends. They don't deserve that, you know. Therefore, I don't value the new admirers who believe that's acceptable. It's nothing new for Clark. Since the beginning, she has been the league's favorite punching bag, not because she flops or runs her mouth for calls, but because she is excellent, she is white, and she is drawing attention away from players who believe that seniority grants immunity. An image of Clark fleeing a fight with the caption, "White girl running from the fade like she's trying to start a beef mixtape," was even reposted by Angel Reese. Furthermore, the image that Reese uploaded was not fan content, rather, it was her own creation, and the implication is that the top text is white. I don't understand what they're saying. Players have shoved her in the middle of play, slapped her in the face, and handled every serious foul as if they had just won the championship. However, Clark never responds. No cheap shots, no dirty plays. Just displaying basketball mastery while facing more criticism than any rookie has ever experienced. Defenders routinely roughed up Caitlin Clark during her debut season the previous year. It was an attempt to frighten her, destroy her spirit, put her in her place, and get even with her for all the attention she was receiving. And now for a reality check. Caitlin Clark is supposed to zip it, smile, play nice, and take the high road whenever she gets smacked. Ignore the fact that she is the one being verbally abused and shoved. The media that ought to be supporting her is occupied with praising her opponents while she is held to unachievable standards. The message is clear and loud. Clark receives a bullseye on her back while other players get a pass. The league is constantly discussing ways to expand the game, but neglecting Clark's situation is really making it smaller. After looking into her claims that the Indiana Fever fan base was racist, they concluded that they were untrue. The least she could do was offer an apology to our wonderful state and the supporters that attend these games and express regret for her mistakes. Naturally, she won't do that, but why, Dan, aren't the Indiana Fever expressing regret to their own supporters for subjecting them to such accusations? Casual fans, many of whom only learned about the WNBA through Clark, are watching this whole thing unfold in shock, tuning in to support her only to watch her ridiculed, physically assaulted, and now racially insulted with no repercussions. And what do they see from the league? Silence, slogans, and a shrug, instead of action or accountability. Don't be shocked when the WNBA's new fan base shuts off the TV if this is how they are treated. He said in part, obviously the league would not be okay with a white player saying effing black girl on the bench in anger. Let's go on to the query that no one at the front desk wants to respond to. Fans are tired of this hypocrisy. If the WNBA doesn't stop ignoring it, they will also be ignoring the league in return. Why is Caitlin Clark expected to rise above everything while others get away with anything? A racist remark directed at a white player is treated like a small infraction, but the same comment flipped would bring the league to its knees. The WNBA without Caitlin Clark is still a draw that few people want to watch, despite the hashtag campaigns that are plastered all over the floor. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA will be significantly impacted. When you thought the drama peaked with Brittney Griner's verbal outburst, the internet rekindled a long-simmering firestorm. Caitlin Clark is the closest thing they have to quality play Caitlin Clark, and the Caitlin Clark effect is real. She is the most valuable player in the league. Jet fuel just brought one that has been boiling beneath the surface for years back into the forefront. This one is invasive, intimate, and going viral. We're discussing the resurgence of the rumor about Brittney Griner's biological identity. Flaggy. Brittney quickly showed me something real. Thank you, Brick. Leave the dash alone. You're basically a brick at jab stepping. Swing. Oh, I won't pretend that this individual isn't a woman just yet. First of all, let's be clear that we are not engaging in conspiracy theories because this was actually uploaded to Brittney's personal Instagram. We're covering stories that are already trending on social media news sites and even in murmurs in locker rooms.